He's truly been a vessel of the Holy Spirit on campus.
He's like so humble and so cool at the same time. And it looks like he doesn't really realize how cool he is.
As a seminarian, Father Vu's priesthood really inspires me to be a servant of Christ.
Growing up in Vietnam, it is a communist country.
Everything was changed. Freedom of speech is no longer there. If we say anything bad, you could be put in jail without any trial whatsoever.
You don't have a lot of complaint mentality because either you are so brainwashed into it or don't know anything otherwise. We in a way living in a bubble of the communism. But it's funny, even us, at that time, we didn't have a lot of anger toward the government or communists. Looking back, I just say, how can we don't have anger? Because it's separate, husband and wife, and father and children and family member. But we just accept that mortality and death is a part of life and people die. We focus more on survival.
Just to survive or do whatever we can to make life better for everybody.
We don't know what it is to dream about or to hope about. We don't have any activity, we don't have anything. I don't have any toys growing up, so I just have to pick up some rock and pretend that to be my toy. I don't have pen, I don't have book, I don't have paper to read or to write. We don't have any catechism, we don't have any teaching. We just learned a lot of time, mom, dad, teaching the faith down to the children.
In my town, 99% of the population is Catholic. They do keep an eye on our activities. However, the communists would not want to turn 99% of the people against them.
When I was escaping Vietnam, I was only 8 years old, 9 years old, and 10 years old. I think I was too young to be scared. It all started out with my two older brothers, my mom and dad. Want them to have a better life.
One day, my aunt was approached by somebody. She asked me if I would be interested in leaving the country. You cannot really trust the people, even though they may be your relatives. If the communists know that you're trying to leave the country, you could be in prison. One day, my mom said, "Hey, it's time for you to go." I went home and I left the house and started my trip. Really, really dark. One night there was a little boat. When I look at that boat, I said, I hope we're gonna get a bigger boat than this to get out to the ocean. When you get out to the ocean, if anything goes wrong, the chance of survival is next to nothing. So the boat was experienced a lot of roughness. So by the time we get out to farther out in the oceans, we ran out of fuel. We got shot at and we got robbed twice. But then they recognized that these people didn't have anything to rob. So they actually felt sorry for us and gave us some more fuel to go on. So I got lucky and I was able to get connected with the United Nations and then the US government. That's how I got to the United States.
A lot of time I was in school, and the next thing I know is I'm being pulled out of school and on the bus in half an hour later and arriving the destination somewhere in the late evening, hiding in some people's house. And usually about 2 or 3 in the morning, start walking to the field to get to a certain point near the water and to get to the boat and slowly get in. Some people, sometimes miscommunication happen. You never arrive exactly the spot where the boat at. It's a constant trial and error. One time when I was hiding at some host house, communists came and I got caught and they put us in a kind of like a semi and take us to a jail. Another time I was in a boat for 4 days and we just, for whatever reason, we cannot get out and we get discovered. So once again, they pulled us back and put us in a semi and put in jail again. So I was in jail twice. But we just say, okay, we escaped and we got caught. You are just very learn to be resilient. So I attempted to escape, physically escape 6 times, all failed attempt. So we don't have any more money left. We ran out of the dream of me ever to make it to a first world country. Learn to accept, okay, this is life. 2 of my older brothers at that time got out. They sponsor us. So finally, 1990, that's when we legally come here, not escaping. I still remember my first experience is on a plane for the first time, and I just say, oh, the food is so good. You know, finally I have a bread and a little sandwich for the first time. Now looking back, I say, oh, this is airplane food. How can it be good? But it's like back then in heaven. When we first arriving and reunited with our brother and seeing them for the first time in 10 years plus.
That was just a miracle, and it was a definite plan that God has given or has put together for me and my family.
I think my really quote-unquote changing moment is when I was about to graduate from college. I remember that I started to pray the rosary every night so I can find a job. About a month after into praying the rosary every day, instead of just praying for myself to get a job, I also kind of say something like, God, I could be so grateful for you if you give me a job, but I also be very okay and probably even double thanking you if you don't give me a job, because another family, another people out there probably need that job more than me. And I was working for our Department of Transportation, and I was so bored out of my mind because the job is not stressful. I'm my own cubicle designing. So usually in the evening and on the weekend, I don't have anything going on. So I started to go to daily mass. I started to go to adorations. On the weekend, I even go to mass twice. And it really the moment is happened is one day when I hear a homily from a vocation director from the Archdiocese of Dubuque. When he break it down, like in the next 10 years, this is so many X number of priests will be retiring. So we have a huge shortage and need, and it's the first time I say, wow, I never thought about becoming a priest because, I'm not holy, I'm not good student, but I just never thought that that is even an option for me. Surprisingly, one morning, on a Saturday morning, I go to Mass, and that vocation director happened to be at Mass. And after work, I'm just walk over to say, I don't know whether you have time, but God may be calling me to be a priest. The possibilities start to become real, and you get excited, and you get scared, and you get nervous, but more excitement. Then it's also the test of faith and the test of trust is, what if I don't make it to the priesthood? If I quit my job right now, that's a lot of risk. I could not be able to find this job. So it just takes a long time before at some point to say, okay, I'm doing it.
I knew about him during the seminary. The first time I really got to meet him was when he was ordained and he was going to join our priest prayer group. So my first impressions were energy, a humility, to him, but zeal. anything he could do to be part of the lives of the people he was serving.
I really believe that God in people, whether young student, young parishioner, they are more for me like saint living alive. They teach me lesson all the time, and that is what I'm probably where I am today.
He's dedicated, he perseveres, he's joyful. I think his background has made him joyful in the Lord.
One thing that I observe in my priestly ministry is that sometimes we think what is best for us now may not be best for us forever. So, try your best to have relationship with God, and relationship with God is what's going to get us to difficult times, to challenges. His plan for me is 1,000 times better than my plan I can ever try or desire for myself. I live an unbelievable life right now. I live heaven right now, and it is all because of God's goodness and God's love. Gift is all come from Him anyway. So if He give me some gift, it's because He want to tell the people story through my gift. So the church could still survive without Father Vu. So sure, it's nice to have my gift, but it doesn't mean that I am God. My life is His. If He want to use me to tell His story to His people, then let it be. Right now, I think the best gift I can offer to the church is to be a witness for Him. The witness of hope, the witness of trust, the witness of faith, and the witness of heaven. That He's alive and faith is real, more than anything. I am the witness of that right now.